The player that I'm playing in this video almost exclusively runs the ball in the go-go offense or the UNLV playbook. And I'm playing him in a 1v1me.com matchup where players have staked over $5,000. So it's a really important game to win. If you want to stake on me and other players on 1v1me, check it out in the link down below and get yourself a $10 bonus stake while doing it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the breakdown where I'll show you everything I'm thinking, what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. So we start off this game kicking off to his 98 speed receiver, and he was able to cut it up right up the middle and get himself an easy touchdown. And that's the really tough part about kicking it off to the Baylor Bears. They have Baldwin back there, and that's their gold takeoff. He's super fast, and if you don't end up making that tackle, you're going to end up getting scored on. And it's really tough to get scored on against someone who runs the ball because they can easily clock you out of games. Now, in our case, we just like to take a knee in the end zone simply because when you take a knee in the end zone, you won't fumble. And our receivers simply aren't that fast. And in this game, we're in the Charlotte offense, which of course has the fully loaded tight doubles that I talk about quite a lot on the site and in general on YouTube. So on our first play, we're actually going to audible to gun Y off trips, and we are actually in the Maryland playbook though. We're actually not in Charlotte. The reason we're in the Maryland playbook is because we have this nice RPO read Y flat that allows us to get some pretty huge gains whenever they are in a heavy blitz defense like he was in 3-4 odd. Now on the next play, we once again audible to RPO read Y flat, but at this time he brings his user over to the left in hopes of playing it, but we're still able to get a few yards before getting tackled. The heavy blitz defenses, especially like 3-4 odd, the gun Y off trips RPO read Y flat is super good. Now on the next play, we are once again trying to take advantage of his heavy blitz defense, and we're in normal Y off close, and we run the jet touch pass. He was kind of ready for it, so we had to cut it up the middle, and we only got a short gain. Now once again, we're going to audible to the RPO read Y flat, but you can see his user here is the read key. And when they're the read key, that basically means they won't play it. So we actually did have it right there. But instead, we decide to run the ball, and we end up getting a pretty sizable gain out of it. Right here, once again, inside zone, trying to get to the outside, but only getting a short gain. So far this drive, we've really only run the ball or ran RPOs, which, of course, doesn't necessarily get us into rhythm when it's time to pass the football. Right here, inside zone once again, we try to find the hole, we end up finding it, and we end up getting 5-6 yards. So in general, you'd see that his 3-4 odd defense should be stopping the run, but inside zone is actually able to gash this style of defense as long as their user is on that left side. And if the user isn't on that left side and he's actually on the right, and the left side player is blitzing, you don't want to run base, but you want to run inside zone. It's just straight up more effective because it'll pick up that blitzer. So we go to jet touch pass in the red zone. He's once again ready for it. We have to cut it up the field, and we actually end up losing a yard. Right here, we go to one of our favorite plays, which is cross wheels. So this dude's on a zig, this dude's on a wheel, and then we have a backside running back wheel here, right? This will push the flat out, leaving the zig open. Zig is wide open, and we end up getting ourselves a pretty easy TD out of it. Now, that's one of our go-to plays whenever we're in tight doubles. If you put a zig and a flat on the same side of the field, the flat will pull, I guess the flat or the wheel will pull the hard flat out, allowing you to throw the zig in the middle of the field. We've talked about that hundreds of times on the main YouTube channel and on the victoryformation.gg website. So right now he's in the gun cluster. Now with gun cluster, you have to be worried about a few things. The main thing is this toss, and then he can also run inside zone to his running back. Right here, he runs inside zone. He actually gets a pretty solid gain out of it. Thank goodness, he can't outrun our entire defense, but that is what you have to worry about when he goes to this gun cluster. He's gonna run toss or inside zone, and only on late downs will he consider passing. And if he does pass, it's usually just a drag to this player, a zig to this player, right? That really are the only plays he will run, right? And then of course, on that play, I look incorrect. He did throw a quick out route knowing I'm in man coverage. But in general, TP King will almost exclusively run the football, especially if it's working for him. So what we're doing, we're in 4-3, even 6-1, and we're pulling this player out, but he is blitzing, right? Most of the time he's blitzing. Only when we really expect the run. So if they do run to the outside, that's who they'll end up running into. But in terms of coverage, we're just running man, because man is really, really good whenever you're blitzing, because it ensures that the early part of the play is covered. If someone goes on a flat, they're covered. A drag early on, they're covered. So 3rd and 3, we're going to send likely a little bit of heat at him coming from this right side. And it doesn't end up coming in, and he's able to throw a quick drag. So we have to keep that quick drag on the right side in our heads throughout the game, because that will be, and that is a quick read for TP. So this solo receiver is going out, or he's going on slant. So we got to keep this in mind with our user. So we are running a little bit more of a conservative coverage in this cover 4 quarters, just drop. So we switched it on to this linebacker, and what that allows us to do is just take the pick in the middle. The reason this works here is because we covered his corner, and then he looked to the backside post. But since we were in a cover 4 quarters defense, the quarter actually just came down and played it. Let's just take a look at that one more time, just so you see exactly how we got that pick and why it happened. So right here, I want to point out, we are in cover 4 quarters. We actually have hard flats here that are not broken down. Now, cover 4 quarters, unlike cover 4 drop, these still remain as matching inside quarters. So instead of just backing up, these 2 quarters will actually match on to a post. So what you're going to see is this player here on the left is going to be on a post, or on the right, sorry. This player is going to be on a post, and then he's going to have like a double corner on the right. But this quarter is going to match onto this post and stay right in front of it, right? So let's just see that. We're in a cover 4 drop. You can see the left side of the field is guarded, but you're going to see this quarter and this quarter will match on, right? One of the quarters end up matching on to this route. That's really, really important to know for cover 4 quarters. When you do run a cover 4 quarters, there are still remnants of match coverage. So it was actually this safety that matched onto the post. He cuts, and then he sits right in front of it. So he doesn't play like a normal inside quarter would, and that results in TP King throwing a pick. Kind of went over that quite a lot, but it is really important to know when you're running cover 4 quarters, even when you shade underneath and just have hard flats on, it still will play like a cover 4 drop, but the inside quarters will have some match responsibilities. So right here, we're going to Y sail. We actually stem down this corner as much as we can, and we're just going to flood that right side of the field. But if they go and play that right side of the field, that's when we throw our backside drag, which is exactly what we did there. But unfortunately, we did end up overthrowing it. We did have our table open, and we should have thrown it. So right now, he has a 3 high safety. He's in a cover 3 defense. Doesn't really matter because we are going to be running the football, right? And right here, I guess you go to cross wheels. This is a great play. This is actually a fantastic play. Right here, it is incomplete, but we will be going to this cross wheels a lot during the game, and I really want to mention that we will be. The reason this play is so effective, and I'll actually show you, especially against cover 3, I'm going to go to it exactly. This exact combo where you have a streak on triangle and a wheel on square is really good, particularly in college football. The reason it's so good in college football is because the streak will pull this third zone inside, allowing us to throw the wheel early and the wheel late. Then on top of that, this drag, or really short crosser, will pull this flat downward, allowing us once again to throw the wheel later in the play. Now this wheel can pretty much always be thrown unless they have a hook or a curl flat on this defender. And then right here, we have the crosser. This is just kind of a quick, easy read if they go and run out or run to the left, right? Very simple, but overall a very effective play. But unfortunately, the first time we run it, we do end up missing our read. We could probably throw the wheel there. We have the wheel on the left side on the receiver late, but we just didn't get enough time to throw it. So on 4th and 11, we need to cook up a dot to get this first down and keep our possession lead, our 1 possession lead. And really are not really up a possession, but we are up a stop. Really our 1 stop lead. So in this case, we audible to Y off trips, hoping he kind of sets up for RPO read Y flat, but instead we put a comeback on the outside receiver on the right. Now that is our main read. We go to throw it, but his user is there, but pulls off at the last second, allowing us to possession catch it and get ourselves that first down and keep the drive moving. Now right here, we're going to go to cross wheels, right? We're going to run the combo with the streak, but on the backside, we actually have a corner and a running back streak. We're trying to really take advantage of this cover 3 zone, but we actually end up throwing our running back streak, getting ourselves a big gain. I don't know why I said but. I think I made a mistake there, but I actually didn't. It was a great play call. The corner pulls out for the flat, and then we're able to throw the running back streak. The drag will usually distract the user as well. Now, this is actually a really, really effective combo, and I want to talk about it. It may not result in a touchdown, but it's really, really good. Now, this is the play zig under. Now, this is also in the Maryland playbook, and it's only in the Charlotte playbook. So Charlotte and Maryland. This return route is really good at attacking the middle of the field because it's being pulled. Not being pulled. This table route is pulling out the flat zones, allowing you to throw this return route in the middle. Now, on the left side of the field, we have what we talked about before, the zig flat. The flat will pull out any sort of flat zone, like on this player, out far enough, usually for us to throw the zig. Now, the only chance that the zig would be covered is if this player is in a vert hook shaded outside and underneath. But in general, this play is super, super effective because you have this return route attacking the middle, while also the zig is attacking the left kind of short middle part of the field. If the user doesn't have, or if my opponent, TP King, doesn't have a vert hook here, then this route will be wide open. And if they go and cover that with their user, we'll usually be able to throw the return route. Only when both are really covered or one of them's covered and they correctly identify where they need to go with their user will it actually be stopped, or we just get screamed at. So we snap the ball here, we actually do get screamed at. We did have our flat right there, and we might have had a return route, but we just got absolutely screamed at. So we had to kick 3. But we'll probably end up going back to that combo later in the game. Now, we actually did stop him on the kickoff. Wasn't really a big deal, but we're going to notice what he's actually running here, right? Let's hope he doesn't score. I want to go back a little bit. So this is another run scheme that he will end up using. He'll start in this cluster formation, like we talked about before. We'll set it up. We'll move out our linebacker. But then he actually audibles to this pistol formation, where this guy can go on a sweep, and that's what happens, or he runs a speed option to the left. Now, that makes us have to guard both the left and right outside parts of the field, which we didn't on that play, and it resulted in a big gain for TP King. Because when he's able to run the ball, he's able to really win games. So we're setting up for the toss. He may not run it this game, but you have to set up for it. Now in this guy, he's in split offset, running an inside zone. He does end up kind of getting through traffic there and getting himself 15 yards regardless. So that's a little bit unfortunate for us. Reese is really good. Now the Baylor Bears, although this is a lower tier matchup, the Baylor Bears are really effective because the running back has platinum shifty, and they have Baldwin with gold takeoff, as well as some really fast receivers and great linebackers. Now, he's back in the gun cluster. We're once again moving out this linebacker. We're either blitzing him or putting him in a vert hook. But on this play, we are hovering on the left, thinking he's going to throw that slant. But he actually audibles to the go-go. This is really, really annoying because he can run that inside zone and get a huge gain out of it. In this case, it looks like we end up making the tackle. But this go-go offense is really effective in the UNLV playbook, right? I'm going to go back a little bit and show you guys why it's so effective. So he comes out in this cluster, right? We have to set up both pass defense and run defense, and then he goes to go-go. So this is great for a few reasons. Number one, you have a lead blocker for when you throw the toss right to the right. And then you also can run inside zone and have 2 blockers to the left. So I have to be fully wary of both the left inside zone and the toss. Pretty much with every formation he runs in this playbook, I have to be wary of the runs in both directions, regardless of where the running back is standing. In this case, I put this linebacker out here so he didn't run the toss, but he ends up running the inside zone, and our user just gets we actually expect the toss. We sprint out right. That's why it was so open. He runs the inside zone, and pretty much he gets himself all the way to 1st and goal to the 6-yard line. Right here, we're setting up an all-out cover 0, and he is once again in the go-go offense, and he runs the toss. We're sprinting at him. We don't actually make the tackle, and that's exactly what I'm talking about with the go-go offense. The toss is really effective, and you have to be very aware of it in the game, right? So that's why I sprinted out right the last time to stop the toss, and that's why we got gashed by the inside zone. So we definitely have to find a solution for this really effective run game, and we need to probably move both linebackers out and blitz them. We have to do something, and you're going to see the answers that I do come up with. Now I run Y sail here, look to my table, it's covered, look to my drag. We actually are able to hit the drag the next time and get ourselves a 10-yard gain. Now this offense in general, the Maryland offense, as I mentioned, is really, really effective, right? Cross wheels, wheel, streak wheel, and it's super, super good. We're going to look to the wheel, and we throw it, get ourselves an easy dot, an easy 10-yard gain, because the streak pulls inside the outside third. So right here, we're going to, I believe, zig under. This is actually a good play, despite it looking chaotic. The drag pulls for the outside, allowing you to throw the return late. I have the return, and I just don't end up making the read. I have to make that read. The drag will pull the flat outside, allowing you to throw the return route, and we end up just not hitting it, right? And you just cannot afford to do that. You have to be able to hit the routes that are open when they become open, especially as wide open as that return route was. So on 3rd and 6, we're running PA, or we're running cross wheels again. Yeah, we're running PA wide receiver cross. So we're gonna run a corner here, a streak here, a table here with a backside drag. It's a lot like Y sail. In this case, we get screamed at and throw a pick. We see that the right side of the field is covered and we throw it directly at his user and throw a pick 6. So that is really, really unfortunate. And on top of that, he's able to stop at the 1, so he's likely going to be able to steal a timeout from us if he wants to clock it out and take as much time as he can. You're going to see he's going to go to this go-go offset over. He's going to be able to throw the pitch, or he's going to be able to run inside zone. In this case, he runs the triple option, or the speed option to the right, which is another option he has in this go-go offense. So we're really, really struggling to stop everything that he's throwing at us because he really does have so many options in the run game. So we're running cross wheels once again. You're going to see that we are actually able to hit this drag route because the wheel actually pulls flats out as well, right? So that's also really, really nice. So the drag is one of our primary reads. We're able to hit it and get a pretty solid gain out of it, but we don't get actually we do get a first down, but we still are working quick. So we go to PA wide receiver cross once again. We run the exact same play we throw the pick on, but we don't throw it to the drag and we don't throw another pick, which is great. Now, this case, we were 2nd and 1. We had to call the timeout because the clock wouldn't stop because we did not get a first down. So we only have 16 seconds to get some points on the board. We're not quite in field goal range yet because field goal range in college football, you got to be a lot closer if you want to be accurate. Right here, we're looking. We actually are able to find the corner route and we get ourselves a huge gain. So we are definitely in field goal range. We still have our 3 timeouts. You can see at the bottom. So we might be able to get a few plays off before half and try to get into the end zone so we're not trailing by a significant amount. So right here, we're going to cross wheels to the wide side, it seems, with just a streak, wheel, drag. Hopefully this is a drag. No, we actually might leave the post. Actually, yeah, there we go. Zig. Zig's going to be open. Throw the zig. Get ourselves a solid gain. Call a timeout with 7 seconds left. Yeah. Once again, you really want to run the zig flat or zig wheel concept because it's pretty much unguardable unless they put a shaded down vert hook on the field. Now on the right of screen, we're just running Z-spot. Now this is a staple play that we have, and hopefully we get into the end zone here. Yeah, I want to break this down, okay? This is really an interesting play. Although it seems incredibly simple, it is going to become important throughout this game. Let's take a look here. This is a simple concept. We have a corner, we have a hitch, we have another hitch, and we have a backside in route. But the most important routes on this play are this hitch and this fast table. This isn't a regular table. If it was a regular table, it would kind of go here and it'd be a little bit slow. This is a fast table. He sprints up here and then he goes out. This hitch will hold this flat zone. As long as the flat isn't all the way out here, this hitch will pull it inside, allowing you to throw the table. So even though TP King has a flat zone on the right of screen, you're going to see that flat zone will get pulled inside, which allows us to throw this table into the end zone. So that's Z-spot, and it's really, really effective, and you're going to see it comes into play throughout this game. Right here, we're going to Y sail, where we have the corner and the table. We read the table is open, we throw it, and we're able to get not a huge gain, but 4 yards, making it a 3rd and 10, but still a 3rd and long. So right here, we're going to go back to the play that we ran before half, which is HB angle. Now, this is an important call for a few reasons. I'm going to show you why. So the reason being is because when you run this play, you're going to see this player is on a wheel route. This player is on a corner route. This player is on a drag, and I usually have the Texas, right? This is important stuff. But the reason this is so important is because instead of putting a streak on, we actually have a stock wheel. This wheel will actually pull this inside third inwards, allowing us to throw the corner route outside of him. However, if our opponent does switch stick, it'll end up getting played. So you're going to see the wheel is going to pull that zone, but we don't actually get enough time to throw it. But we did have the corner route in the top left corner. So we're going to go probably back to this play because we saw that we had it. Hopefully we do block someone else to pick something up. Yeah, we block our running back. We're going to the exact same play. We're going to go look to that corner route. We look to it. It is open, and we do get the possession catch. That's what I'm talking about. that wheel will hold all of those deep outside zones inside for you to throw that corner out. So right now, 2nd and 10, we are audibling 2 Y off trips and we're running the exact same play, but instead of having a streak here, we're actually putting a comeback because that was wide open the last time. So we're going to look to it, and it is open. We possession catch it, and we're able to jump in front and get ourselves 10 yards. So on this next play, we're going to zig under. We're putting a table and a return route, as well as a zig flat on the left. The same combo we called before. We're going to look to this return route, but what actually happened is something we don't really expect ever, is the player got matched. For some reason, the return route got matched. We're going to see that he is in a cover 3, but this player here, right, matches on to our return route, right? And you're going to see that ends up being a problem for us. We never expect this. He looks like a flat, like he's going to guard here. And the reason I look to my return, I'm like, okay, he has to eventually go and cover the table route. And you're going to see that he actually just doesn't do that. He stays right on the return and he completely cages him, right? So likely that was a seam flat that matched on. And that results us not only being down 4, but down 4 without possession. So we've thrown 2 really bad picks this game, and we need to find a way back into the game. We need to get a stop. We need to do something. So right here, we're in 4-3, even 6-1. We're going to try to guard the right side of the field with this vert hook. We're going to walk this backside in. He just runs inside zone. We try to make the tackle, but he ends up cutting the perfect hole and getting himself a huge gain. So at this point, we're really annoyed. We can't stop the run. We just threw 2 picks. We're really down in this game. He's running the ball extremely effectively, as I mentioned, and that go-go offense is lurking. If he ever runs it, he's going to destroy our defense because we really haven't found defense for it yet. So we're moving this player out, so if he ever does audible or run a toss, we have this player that we could blitz. So right here, he goes to, once again, the go-go, where the strong side is the right. This will likely be an inside zone. You're going to see an inside zone from him here, and if he doesn't run the inside zone, it'll be the toss, but as you can see, he runs the inside zone, and it's a easy gain for him. He just runs it to the strong side, but he only gets 3 yards. Our safety makes a really good play, but you could see the hole was wide open. We cannot depend on our safety to come down and make great plays like that all the time. So right here, you're going to see I do something that I'm going to go do throughout this game, which is move both these players outside, right? And when you move both of those players outside, you end up putting yourself in a good spot to stop outside runs. But in this case, he actually passes, and he runs the speed out, but he does actually get cheated. He does get cheated quite a bit right there. He hit possession. He's probably going to challenge it, and he probably will get it, right? I'm thinking to myself at this point, you're probably going to get this challenge. He did get it in, but it ends up being 4th and 3 still. So he didn't actually end up getting it at all, right? Which is really, really good for us. So it's 4th and 3. We really have to capitalize here. So we put the vert hook here, hard flat here. We'll switch stick to this hard flat if he puts a corner. We put this vert hook for the backside in. He ends up motioning back out. It doesn't really matter. We're going to try to cover everything we can, and we do exactly that, right? So we have that backside vert hook that I was talking about before that was really important for getting that stop, right? So let's go back a little bit just so you can see the coverage shell I ran here and why I ran it, right? So let's just go back. So right here is the final coverage shell. We have the vert hook. Right, let me switch to my pen here. We have the vert hook to guard the middle part of the field for this little in route, right? We have this route if he ends up putting like a running back streak or a zig, right? And then we have this hard flat that'll cover any flats, and if they go on a corner, I'll just switch stick him and pull him up, right? Super simple. And that's exactly kind of what happened here. We did do exactly what we wanted. We got exactly what we wanted to happen. And you're going to see that because we had this vert hook, he couldn't throw it early. He had to wait, which allowed this player to cut in front of the receiver and get ourselves a pick. If we were able to stay outside, we probably get a nice pick 6. You can see that we have a lot of room here, but we end up getting forced inside. But we do get the ball back. We are down 4. We're in a better spot at this point. So right here, we're audibling. We're going to look to this comeback once again. We have this table route. We're going to look comeback. Comeback is covered. And we throw a pick right back to him, right? So you're going to see that I've thrown 3 picks in this game thus far. And this combo is good. I just have to make the proper read. You're going to see I put a table route on the field, right? I have a table route here, and I have this comeback. This table route, if not covered, I have to throw it. I have to throw it. And it wasn't covered at all. You're going to see right here, the table wasn't covered. I'm able to throw it, maybe get 5-6 yards. You see the curl flat backing up, and I throw it. The curl flat's able to grab it and get himself. And TP King's able to get himself a pick. So I've thrown 3 interceptions this game. I've absolutely played terrible on offense, and I do need to do something about it, right? So he's up 4 with ball, and we're kind of stopping his run, but we did kind of get a stop off Fluke because he wasn't able to get his feet inbounds on the speed out. So he's back in this cluster. That's his starting formation, and then he audibles to go with the strong side being the left side or the right side of the screen, right? This is likely going to be the toss. But since he saw we move this player out, he may run the inside zone, and that's exactly what he does. He's going to run the inside zone. We end up stopping it for a 1-yard gain. So we are really improving our run defense and trying to best guess how he is going to really use this go-go offense. So right here, we're going to blitz off this left edge. We have the vert hook on the right. We're going to be very cautious of this route here. Right here, we're going to switch stick. Our switch stick doesn't get there quick enough, and he's able to throw a corner route right over us. Our guy kind of got pulled inside, which didn't allow us to switch stick straight up. We had to switch stick on a diagonal, and that resulted in him getting a big gain. So at this point, he's at the 27-yard line. He's in field goal range. At minimum, we're going to be down 7, which isn't great because we've thrown 3 picks. We haven't shown that we're able to move the ball effectively against his defense. Even though we have the right routes open, we just seem to be uncomfortable. Maybe it's because of the blitz, whatever it may be. We move this player out once again. You're going to see that. So he's probably not going to run the toss. He's actually going to run the inside zone or the speed option to the right. And as a result, we end up actually getting a little bit of a tackle there. Not a little bit. We end up getting a tackle there for a short gain, right? So we have to keep that in mind. He can run speed option either way. He can run the toss. He can run inside zone. He has a lot of options at his disposal. We just have to really guess where it's coming from. So right here, we're moving this linebacker out, hoping he won't run to the left. And we put him in a vert hook. So we have to keep in mind for this in route here, or if he goes on an out route here, we're manning this player up. So if he goes on a backside post, when we switch stick off, he'll play it, right? So you're going to see, I'm going to actually switch stick off, and he did actually play it. But unfortunately, the drag route was wide open, and he ends up getting into the end zone. I could feel myself getting frustrated even in the breakdown, right? So we did the best. We did our best to cover the deep routes there, but we didn't end up covering the underneath route because we didn't have a flat on the right of the screen. Okay, so on 1st and 10, we're going to go back to cross wheels, which is our staple route in this game. We're going to really just quickly chuck this wheel route, right? We're noticing that it's very difficult for TP King to stop this route. He's in that cover 3, and his flats just simply aren't getting out fast enough. Either they're getting pulled by the streak, they're just not getting there. We're just stealing 10 yards every single rip. Now on 2nd and 10, we go back to the Y off trips week. We're putting the speed out over here, and we're probably going to look to that as our primary read. But we do see a fire kind of emote or a fire image on him, so he's probably going to come in. We block our tight end. We go to throw this. He almost picks it off. He did switch stick it correctly. He almost picks it off. We get a little bit lucky. We do kind of aggressive catch it to make sure he doesn't, but we don't get our feet in bounds. So we need to do our absolute best here. 3rd and 10, down 11 points with 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. We need to make something happen. So you're going to see we overthrow a drag route. That's what we made happen. We overthrew a drag route. So on the next down, we absolutely need to get this 1st down or we're going to lose this game, right? That's really what it comes down to. If we don't get this 1st down, we're very likely to lose this game. So we go back to our staple, cross wheels, right? We're probably going to look to this wheel route as our primary read. If he ends up covering it, we're going to look to this running back streak or this backside in. Right here, he kind of leaves the wheel, but we have the running back streak, right? So he did go and play that in route with his user, and that allowed us to throw the running back streak open. So we still kind of have life in this game. We do need to put the ball in the end zone if we want to do absolutely anything, and we do need to do it quite quickly. So right here, we're running PA wide receiver cross. It seems like we're just running a deep corner with the wheel route. That'll kind of make that more open, and we're likely going to aim for that. And if it's not open, we're going to look to the drag or the trail. Right here, nothing was open. We're going to try scrambling, and we're going to end up getting 1 yard, right? So really, really pointless play. But we do get out of bounds. We do stop the clock. So he's still in that 3-3 cub. Now we're in trips tight end. We're putting basically a streak on almost everyone, except we're putting that speed out on the left. That's going to be our primary read here. For the rest of this game, we're really just going to throw wheels and speed outs. That's going to be our goal. Speed out, open. We're going to throw it, possession, catch it, and we're going to do our absolute best to win using those routes because it seems like he just can't cover them in his very basic cover 3 defense. So right here, 2 minutes, 14 seconds left. Guarantee you this is cross wheels. Yep. you're going to see this zig and this wheel. We're going to look at the zig. The zig is open. We throw it. His user almost gets there, but he doesn't. But we're still at the 1 yard line. We're not home free yet on this offensive drive. We need to score. We're at the 1 yard line. And that's not necessarily that easy unless you have a really good inside run, right? Right here, he's in 3-4 odd again. We have a strong feeling he's going to man up pretty much anyone he can. So we're going to do something basic. We're just going to have a zig, a flat, and then a backside wheel with a flat. So we're really going to attack the middle of the field and hope he leaves it. And that's kind of exactly what he did. He kind of left that wheel. We got a little bit lucky as well, right? His linebacker kind of pushed out at the last second, allowing us to throw the wheel open. Now, I'm going for 2 here to try to make it a 3-point game and do our best to do that, right? So we're going for 2 here to try to make it a 3-point game. We're going to use either this backside route or throw this whip route. Those are our primary routes on goal line fork zig, and you're going to see the whip route is open, and we're able to make it a 3-point game. So we're actually in a pretty solid position here. We just need to get a stop. So we're going to onside here and try to get the ball back and get ourselves in a good position, but we're not actually able to. He almost returns the onside kick even so, but we do have ourselves 3 timeouts, right? We're BYU. We have 3 timeouts, okay? Although I've been circling Baylor, just habit. I play with Baylor a lot on 1v1 me. We have 3 timeouts, okay? So he needs to get a first down. But if he gets a first down on, let's say, first or second down, pretty much second down, the game is over, right? So obviously he's going to run on first down. We do end up stopping him, which is good. So it's now 2nd and 9. He is in the cluster offense. He audibles out to the gun split offset. So we have to be worried about a speed option either way, right? Can be speed option that way, speed option this way. And we also have to be worried about a pass. So we're blitzing everybody. We're going to look to cover the in route. We almost pick it. That could have been an easy pick 6. He throws it. He overthrows it a little bit, and we could have got a pick 6. But instead, it's just incomplete. It hits the guy, our corner, right in the leg, and we don't end up catching it. That's okay. We have gotten a little bit fortunate this game. So it's now 3rd and 9, a minute 27 seconds left. If he gets this first down and stays in bounds, this game is pretty much over. It's not even pretty much, it's over. So we have to really put our balls on the line here and send. We're actually just playing a ton of coverage. We're going to play coverage. We're going to man him up, cover him late. We have 2 vert hooks to cover the middle of the field, and we even have a soft spot if they put a corner out on the field. So we have everything we possibly can have to stop this cluster offense. So on this play, there's 2 seconds. He snaps the ball. He runs a corner. He runs a curl. We knock out the curl. Now, Baldwin, although he's one of the best receivers, he is lower overall when it comes to actually catching. It's just really fast, right? So we are able to knock that pass out, which is fantastic, right? So it's now 4th and 9 at the 28-yard line, okay? If we get this stop, we are in a good position to put the ball in the end zone or kick 3 to go to overtime. 28-yard line, okay? 4th and 9. If he gets this first down, we lose the game. So we're running the 3-3 storm or the 3-3 stack. We're going to engage. This player is going to come in. The mid-read will cover the middle of the field, okay? That's our goal here. So this player comes in off the right side. He blocks his running back, but we end up getting a sack. He steps away from our blitzer. We get a sack. He kind of had that curl open, but we get ourselves a sack. We get the ball back. So now there's a minute and 18 seconds left. Money drive. We get 3. We could tie it and go to overtime if we clock it properly. Or if we score, we likely win the game, depending on how much time's left. So on our last drive, we noticed a couple things. But the main thing is that cross wheels is almost always open, right? So on this play, we're actually not going to run cross wheels. We're going to run inside zone as time is running by. Very simple call. He's going to think it's RPO read Y flat. We're going to run inside zone. We're able to sneak through and get ourselves a clean 14 yards. We don't get out of bounds, so the clock isn't fully stopped, but we do get a first down. So we can select our play without the clock running. As you can see, clock is not running, right? That was a bad circle. As soon as I call my play though, clock starts running. So right here, looks like I'm going to call quick base. I audible to quick base because he's overloading the right. We're going to hope to pick up his user. We don't. We only get 1 yard. So clock is still running, right? We only have 2 timeouts. 56 seconds left, and we're running the ball, right? We thought we could maybe replicate the same game we got last time. We need to get first downs, stop the clock, and ideally score on one of the last plays. He gives up the wheel. We run cross wheels with the streak. He gives up the wheel. We get out of bounds. We stop the clock once again. So on this play, we're going to look to this speed out, almost definitely, right? We're going to look to the speed out on circle. We have a flat to pull down any flat zones, okay? We block our tight end so we don't get blitzed. We have a backside drag. Right here, speed out is open. We miss it. We block. We have our running back make a block for us, 2nd and inches, but we get out of bounds, okay? We had the speed out early. We missed the read, so we can't throw it late. The curl flat got there. It would end up being a pick. So it's now 2nd and inches. We were able to take it with our quarterback. Bohannon can actually run the ball. He's pretty fast. So once again, we got to really just read this slot corner. We run inside zone, get ourselves the first down. Clock actually does stop for the play call. Should have probably passed. It was 2nd and or 3rd and inches. We should have probably passed, but we wanted to guarantee that first down. Completely understand why the past version of Swolosimo did that. Cross wheels. Guarantee the wheel's going to be open. Wheel actually was open late. He had a hard flat on the outside guy. We didn't throw it, which was good. We threw the drag, but unfortunately, the drag was inbounds and it wasn't a first down. We used our 2nd timeout. So now we only have 1 timeout remaining. 26 seconds left. 26-yard line. It looks like we're going back to cross wheels, right? Streak. Wheel. Right? We may block our tight end here. Yep. Backside drag. Streak. Look to the wheel. Not open. Look to the drag. Drag's open. Get ourselves a first down. Get out of bounds. 21 seconds left. 19-yard line. So we come out and cross wheels to the wide side. 19-yard line. We audible, it looks like, to HB quick base. No, we're actually still in cross wheels. We have the zig. We have the zig, the wheel. We look to the zig. Zig is open. We are able to get ourselves. We didn't get the first. We have to use our timeout. We have to use our timeout. So now it looks like it's 2nd and 1. 16 seconds left. 11-yard line. Okay? We have 0 timeouts. First, we need a first down. It'll stop the clock. We'll be able to run another play, right? It looks like we are running cross wheels with a streak, a drag, and a running back streak. We throw it. It's not there. He swats it down. 3rd and 1. 11-yard line. 13 seconds left. Down 3. Now we can kick a field goal to tie this game. Don't we still have that option? The question is, will we take that option? Will we take it? So it looks like we motion over a flat. Oh, no, a streak. Looking for the hitch slant concept. Not open. Taking with our quarterback. Getting in a bounds. 6 seconds left. 4-yard line. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I remember how excited I was this game. 4-yard line. What do you guys think we call? We have a short side. Hitch. Running back table. It's going to pull him inside. It's going to pull the corner inside. We have the table. Possession, catch it. 1-yard line. 3 seconds left. We had it. Maybe we could have pass led it up and got into the end zone, but that player was right there. The linebacker was right there. We're thinking about this. Maybe we kick 3. No way we kick 3. 1-yard line. 3 seconds left. If it was 4 seconds, this would be a no-brainer because you'd probably get a playoff and kick 3 if you needed to. Maybe 2 plays off. Maybe 2 plays off. Okay? What are we going to? Hitch. Wheel. Or not wheel. Table. Zig. Flat. Okay. Looks like he's definitely going to have to cover this table. He ends up covering it, but we're able to slide it just outside, and we get the touchdown and win the game. We win the game exactly by 3 points. I don't know if you heard the desktop audio. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what that sounded like, but we win the game. And it was a great game versus TP King, and it ended a loss streak that we were actually having on College Football 25, and we're hoping we can continue off of this good momentum. That was it. My game came down to the wire versus TP King. We started to stop his run game. We stopped his pass game. We turned it up on offense. So if you're looking to watch more of my games, check out my Twitch link down below. Check out my 1v1me.com link down below. You could stake on me and a bunch of other pro gamers and content creators. And if you're looking to get better at College Football 25, check out the video on screen right now. It shows you some great tips that are guaranteed to help you get better.